but I think it's important to do things that scare you
Yeah.
because I think you're always going to regret not doing it, and all you can do is learn from that experience, you know? So I
Right.
always try to tell my mind, like, yeah, so if that scares you, get ready.
Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, Chris. This is episode number 503. 503. Wonderful to be here. I hope everybody is doing well. Castingfor2.com is totally revamped. It's basically a link page to take you to everywhere you need to go, especially the pod shop. The Casting for Two has a pod shop, and I've lowered prices of every product as low as they can go. I don't make anything off of it, but you guys all look pretty cool. You're welcome. And again, castingfor2.com is the place to go and see all that. And also, if you want to follow me on all the socials and just check out the podcast on your favorite listening service. So, castingfor2.com. There you go. My guest today is a wonderful singer, songwriter, musician, mom, person, individual, human being, everything. Alexz Johnson is on the podcast today. Phenomenal person. She has a new album coming out called Seasons, which is coming out on April 4th or April 7th, which I recommend everybody pick up. It's so beautiful, and I just had phenomenal time talking with you, Alexz. Just so much good energy in this episode. But I'm done talking because we need to get into it, all right? So everybody sit back, relax, and Alexz, take it away. How's your day going so far?
It's going pretty good. I have a 3-year-old. She just turned 3 last week.
Mm,
So she's getting some time with her nana right now, which is nice. And that's when she usually gets to watch a movie, because we try to keep on top of that with the movies at this age. So
okay.
it's a very smooth day so far.
Nice. Well, I mean, well, happy belated birthday. What movie? What movie?
Oh my goodness, her favorite right now is Disney's Brave.
Brave. Okay, okay. It's so fun when they're at that age where you can just kind of put on a movie and just see what sticks and what doesn't, and it's just okay. All right, okay. My nephew was obsessed with Pitch Perfect when he was around that age, and it was just we didn't know why, but the dancing, the music, we don't know, but when he got his first haircut, we had to take Pitch Perfect so that he would just sit and watch and just able to cut his hairs. But of course he was a lot younger, but still it's just so funny to see what things stick.
I know it really is a fun age, and as difficult as it can be sometimes with their little energies and
Mm,
personalities, it goes by so fast. So I
yes.
really do try to savor it, you know?
Oh my god. And yeah, you're at that point where yeah, you like you said, they're showing their personality, and it's just like, oh no, this isn't just a soon to be person. They're actual real life person walking around and giving me attitude. Oh no. Okay.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, no. But still, fun age. Fun age. It did. Does she talk a lot?
Yes, she's very advanced for
Okay.
3. It's insane. Like maybe it's just because of COVID, and
Mm.
she was born right before COVID happened, so she was really mostly around a lot of adults because
Ah,
my family is consists of a lot of I have lots of aunts and uncles, and not too many kids actually. A lot of my siblings, there's a couple, but they're older than Ryan. They're actually a couple years older, so she's always having these conversations with Uncle Matt, or
yeah.
it's just it's really developed her, I would say, like not just being around kids at daycare every day. She's
Right.
actually around adults all the time. So when she is around kids, like with her birthday party last week, it was really interesting that she kind of navigated towards like the 6, 7 year olds,
Ah,
um,
okay, okay, all right.
which was cool. So yeah, like but so yeah, but because she's so smart, we definitely have to keep up with her energy and her interests, and you know how that goes.
Do you, going on the kid and smart, side, is there a point when you're worried about, her growing up and having to help her with a certain subject in school?
Not really. I feel
Okay.
like for me, I personally, I felt like I never really got enough. Like I skipped a grade in element, like I think it was a grade one that I skipped.
Hmm.
Um, and I actually ended up being in my brother's class, who's just older than me, the next sibling up from me.
Hmm.
And I just felt like in the classroom, I really never got enough. I felt like I was
Mm.
a little bit, people call it ADD, they call it whatever they want, but for me, I was just bored. I was bored because I wasn't being challenged enough.
Hmm.
So I felt like that, idle mind, just I was always interested in something else than what was being taught. And I felt like I just didn't get that one-on-one learning that I desired. So
Yeah.
with her, I really love taking the time to just really have that one-on-one learning time with her.
Hmm.
Already, like we've started pre-K stuff, and it's fascinating. You always try, I feel like when you have kids, to do better from your own experiences as a kid, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So yeah.
No, I mean, it's that's, I mean, it's wonderful that you are just so gung ho and just like ready to dive in. I am scared to death that, I don't have any kids, but one day my kid's just like, hey, can you help me out with this math? I'm like, oh no. Like it worries me. And then show your work. Oof, no. Like I'll show the teacher the calculator. How's that sound? I don't. No,
Exactly.
no. I like go to your.
Well,
Go,
at the end of the day, it's important, and the same thing like with even this tour that's coming up for me
mhm,
in May. And I'm bringing the kids and my family. My husband's coming, the kids, and my brother's going to be performing with me and opening for me.
mhm.
Um, yeah, it's like it's scary to think like, okay, we're really going for this, like a
Yeah,
month traveling with two kids under 3. Um, but I think it's important to do things that scare you
yeah.
because I think you're always going to regret not doing it, and all you can do is learn from that experience. So I
Right.
always try to tell my mind, like, yeah, so if that scares you, get ready.
I'm gonna have to start taking math again. Ugh. All right, fine. I'll be ready. Uh, no, it's yeah. No, it's just I just that's why I'm very fortunate that my girlfriend is very smart and which go to mom, go to mommy. She can do everything. Go to her. You
Exactly. Yeah, it takes two.
if you need a joke, if you need like audio recording help, hey, okay, I can help out. But no, if you need to know all the Power Rangers names, colors, stuff like that, yeah, I'll be happy to help you out. Um, so that's where I'm at with that. Um,
That's awesome. Well, I think, yeah, you never know what life has in store for the future and how we change and grow as people. It's
yes.
whatever worries you this year definitely will not be worrying you next year, trust me.
Right. Oh my gosh. If this whole the last couple of years, yeah, has just been a whole hey, we I didn't see this coming. Okay. Be prepared. Be prepared to not be prepared. That should be just the slogan for life.
And I completely agree. That's amazing.
Well,
That's a whole other podcast.
oh my god. Okay. Okay, let me write I'm going to start this now. No. Well, so mentioning that you're bringing, your tour is going to be a huge like family thing. Is that like, are you, how should I, being in the music industry or entertainment industry in general? Do you want your kids to take similar paths? Or are you very much like, you know what, as long as they're happy?
Wow, that's a really good question. You're like the first person who's asked me that. I wrote a post about my I wrote a post on my Instagram page. It's a photo, like a pink, edited like in this really kind of funky pink color of my daughter running in the garden.
Hmm.
And it was just kind of like a really honest, it was almost like a bit of an oral history on just what it was like for me growing up in the industry as a kid.
Hmm.
Um, I as much as I've taken so much positive out of it,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't change certain aspects of my life just because I'm so blessed when I look at my beautiful family and the things that I've survived in my career and in life. Obviously, I wouldn't change anything,
Hmm.
but I definitely would not push my daughter to be in the industry. Not because I don't find the arts fantastic. I
Hmm.
find the industry, it doesn't really have much to do with the arts anymore. I feel like
Hmm.
it's so much more of a business model than it is a real means to successful creation.
Hmm.
Um, Now with what we have around us as creators, we don't need to be thrown into any kind of limelight. We can really choose to do and speak and share our creative selves any way that we want to.
Right.
So for her, I'm really going to just really try to instill in her that she can be and can do whatever it is she wants to do. If she wants to milk cows for soap, or if she wants to, grow, or if she wants to dye clothes down in the river, if she wants to play an instrument and sing and share songs, like it's all going to be beautiful and great. And I feel like um, someone's value and the meaning of success really just comes from them doing what they love to do
Right.
and sharing that with the world. So that's what I'm going to try to teach her every step of the way.
Well, and you know, from the time that you were acting as a kid to now today, like it's just so it and correct me if I'm wrong because I never went through the process, but it felt like yes back then there was just one way to do things and one path, certain holes to jump through. Now today there's so many avenues to go through where hey, if you want to be a creative person, an artist, you can. You're not limited by certain things. Um, just like because when you're for your music, you do everything pretty much independently, right?
Oh yeah, I'm completely independent
Hmm.
across the board.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and something like that wasn't available, 20 years or, just being, I just threw out a random number. Just saying, now it's a whole lot easier for somebody like you to really just find your audience, connect, and also still be able to deliver art that means something from you and not through like corporate giants that are just telling you what to do.
Yeah, it's true. It's a really it's such a it's kind of like a Freudian, is that the word? Freudian? Is that the
Yes,
word?
yes,
Um,
maybe.
like the deal with the devil, right?
Oh
Isn't that
yeah,
what it's
yeah,
called?
yeah.
Um, is that what it's called? Anyway, something like that. It's such a um, for the positives that come with social media and
Mm,
being able to access the world that way, I also think it's equally come with a lot of negatives.
yes.
Um, it's hard for me, like, what a decision for a parent to make. I work from home.
Hmm.
I use my phone to record my songs, and I have a computer and I track music from home now, and I'm doing videos to kind of promote my new single. And my daughter sees me connected to my phone when she sees me connected to my phone and I'm working.
Mm,
Yet, no, I don't want her looking at the phone. I don't want her having a phone. It's like, it's almost kind of like, well, when she does become an age of being curious, you can really do a lot of amazing things with a phone.
yeah.
You can really save people's lives with your messages of hope. You can create content. You can do so many things. You can run a business from home now. Like that's insane. But
Yeah.
on the other side, there's also a lot of darkness, a lot of abuse, a lot of bullying, a lot of
Yeah.
so it's such a scary place to be as a parent. And and yeah, like so I'm equal parts very happy that I can make music in this way, and I run a Patreon page, and that feeds right directly into my music and my shows. But at the same time, I also some days wish I could just like completely disconnect entirely from all of it and just run a website and have people go and buy my physical merch when
Mm.
they want to and
Uh,
not have to be a part of it because it's an equal thing for me.
yeah. No, I totally agree. And if during COVID, that was one of the things that I really learned how to just like, I don't need my phone. I don't like what, okay, somebody's looking for me, that whole excuse. I'm like, if it's important, they'll call twice or something like that. And
Hmm.
now I'm a person that will just leave my phone in my office and just, kind of walk around the house and just not even think about it. Like, I don't sleep with my phone next to me at all anymore because I'm just like, who cares? Um, and
That's awesome. That's
I,
awesome. Good. That's really good. I try to do the same thing. I actually don't think it's healthy to have your phones in the bedroom while you're
mm,
sleeping.
yeah, I mean, get an alarm clock, but an actual one.
Totally.
But still, yeah, I had this sense of like just disconnecting, and I enjoy Instagram, but now I'm just like, who cares? I don't need a post every other day or any like it in many ways. And I uninstalled. Do I use Twitter? Sure, but I don't have the app on my phone, and if I need to go on, it's on the internet. Just like I'm just like, who cares? Let me just kind of disconnect. If I could have. Like I could totally see myself just like, I'm just gonna go live without this. And if anybody who really knows me will have my information and they'll be able to contact me. Other than that, all right, see you guys later. But then I'm just like, I like podcasting, so I'll keep my phone. It's just uh,
Yeah, it's true. And that, and yeah, and you kind of, it comes with, it's just all to say, it's never going to be perfect. You have to
right.
navigate it as best as you can from everything, and I think that's the biggest lesson of it all is just try to, navigating this world that we are in now, that,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have a case study for 20 years from now to know what this is going to do for our
Right.
children. So my goal is to just have those natural things around my kids, like, going to the chicken coop and getting eggs for breakfast and being a part of, our the homestead and being a part of the family in those ways. And like, and
Mm.
watching media, like trust me, I mean, at 4 o'clock when I'm getting on dinner, there's nothing better than putting on something so I can just get it made, get it done. And it kind of, before dinner, I think is a nice time for a little bit of media.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, I really am trying to be on top of that. It's always just a balancing act.
Right. Yes. Oh my gosh. And it's that thing. My girlfriend, she works with a lot of youth, and all they're doing is they're on their phones. That's it. Even during school, they're on their phones, and it drives her nuts. And
Wow, that shouldn't be allowed. They should
right,
collect the phones at
right,
the front. Yeah.
exactly. Yes. And I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, not to be that old man of, well, back in my day, but I remember playing with toys and just creating storylines for toys, and which led to me wanting to do film stuff and being creative, and creating character bibles and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, these kids just aren't interested in any of that. And I'm like, what? They're not. How are they not interested in being creative? That doesn't make any sense to me. Um, but yeah, phone usage. I'm just like, we something needs to happen. We either need to make certain devices just dumb again, or I don't know. Yeah, limit. I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's all crazy. And again,
Yeah.
it's wonderful that it's all connected, but it sucks that it's all connected.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And who knows what the next couple of years look like? Like, we'll see how things unfold when when the positive, when the negative over like supersedes the positive, then I think that would be when I would just disconnect from it altogether
Mm, hmm.
and create music from where I do and just put it out on like a very basic website. But until then, I'm gonna keep the faith
Yes.
and and keep trying to do my Instagram videos when I get 2 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Okay, 2 seconds and go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and so, kind of going with your music, and I had a chance to listen to um, your song "Hurt Me," which like the first thing that popped in my mind, you have some wonderful pipes. Uh, like, how do you what's your regimen for taking care of your voice?
Um, I mean, I don't scream, I
Oh,
don't
okay,
yell.
okay.
I try to I sleep with the humidifier on every night.
Hmm.
Um, I try to keep it moisturized. Like I usually have like fisherman's friends around if I know
Hmm.
I'm going to be singing, and I warm up. And I think it's a muscle that I've used for so long in my life that I think I've just really instilled some strength in there because I've just used it for so much. Like
Yeah,
it's like an elastic band for me, you know.
yeah.
Um, but like anything, like playing the guitar or anything like that, when you do it, you get there's a memory attached to it. Your body knows what to do. So it kind of just comes second nature now. Like,
Hmm.
I just warm up and I go to the mic and I sing. And it was interesting with this record Seasons that's coming out April 7th
Hmm.
that you can pre-order now. Um, it's interesting that, I actually tracked my own vocals for this record. I've never done that before.
Hmm.
And that was a real experience for me because I was so at the forefront of weaving together my voice. And it was really a challenge because I just became such a perfectionist.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
it pushed me vocally, I think, more than I've been pushed in the past. So, yeah, there was a lot of warming up.
Well, and so, again, as somebody who's been creating music for a long time, writing music stuff like that, is now that you've been doing it for a while, have this sense of clarity. Was there ever a point in your life where you were just like, I can't write something like that because it's too personal, or uh, it just I don't know. I guess too personal is the best way to put it. Did you ever have a point of that in your songwriting career?
How do you mean?
Yeah, like you were afraid to say something in a song because whether you didn't know, it really meant something to you, or you were afraid of other people hearing it, anything like that.
Um, Honestly, I've not really.
Okay.
I feel like I've always, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm too tired to care anymore.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
I feel like as a mom of two,
yeah.
and just this whole last couple years, what it's kind of how it's honed me. I feel like it's like I'm just going to let this come through me and share this with the world. And I've already accepted that I'm not going to win everyone over. I've accepted that people either love my music or people don't like it at all. And
Hmm.
it's, yeah, I don't give that any time anymore.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Because there's people that I talk to that they have this period where they're very reserved. They don't want to truly say what they're feeling. And I feel like it just kind of naturally comes with age where we're just like, this is me. This is what I do. So if you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. That's fine. But the reason why it just kind of all hurt me was one of those songs that when I was listening to it, I had a reaction, a flashback to when I was somebody saying, whatever problems you have, give it to me. Let me carry it for you. And it was just kind of like, I don't know. I was kind of taken back, and it's such a beautiful song. And I thank you for writing and singing it, because it was was and is just one of the, I don't know. I just had a smile on my face while I was listening to it. So I have to thank you for that.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah. And it didn't end up the best predicament, but still, it was just one of those things that, um, it was a point in my time where I was telling somebody, let me do it. Let me do this for you. And it was just, uh, I don't know. I don't want to get too personal, but yeah, it was just wonderful reaction, and it just sounded like you sang the hell out of it.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I felt, yeah, it kind of took over for sure.
You went outside your body and something, and then you're like, oh, there's a song here. Okay, I don't remember this. No, but I'm just curious. Off the new, you mentioned the new album. Was there a song on the album that just kind of, for you, took, saying how you were, kind of driven by perfection, just kind of took a little bit longer to meet your standards, whether the lyrics or the music just wasn't, or the vocals just wasn't coming together or wasn't gelling?
Yeah, I would say Take the Blame was a really hard song to
Mm-hmm.
nail down. I had like major demoitis. We were trying to figure out the right sound for this record I was working with a team in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
um, a producer mixer, and I was tracking everything from Ontario. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like this back and forth with the date, like the time change. And I would record something and it would be okay, well, the mic sound's not right. Go pick up this mic. I was learning so much about
Yeah.
gear. Like
Yeah.
gear was like the thing. And as a singer, it was frustrating at times because um I would do a vocal and I would love it and be like, and then it'd be like, oh, well, it's too hot or something's happened. It was the
Yeah.
learning song for me. It was the song that I started singing first. So I definitely got demoitis with that one. And when I listened to the take on the album, it's like we definitely found our Graceland with
Mm-hmm.
it, but it will always bring a feeling of just like having to go back again and again and again with that song. It can be really frustrating. You feel like you can lose moments of magic in that.
Right. Right. And you have this sense of like, all right, I did it. All right. And then you can just like, oh, we need to do it. What? No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. That was just a bunch of rambling. But well, and so, well, okay. Now I have to ask, what kind of mic do you have?
No, for this one, I used what was it? A Neumann. What was it called? Sorry, there was a couple that I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a Neumann U87 is what I
Okay.
used for tracking. And I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. And just for my everyday live streams that I do, I have an Audio Technica. I believe it's a 440 Audio
Oh,
Technica,
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
um, which is good, and it does the job. And
Yeah.
until I start working on my own podcast, which I want to do, I'll use it for now, but I'm definitely gonna want to invest in a really awesome podcast mic. So maybe you have a suggestion for that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, everyone goes with the Shure SMB. Like, I forgot what the numbers were. There's a bunch of numbers and letters, but yeah, I
I'll just
recently.
start with that. I'm sure I'll find it on
Oh my God!
somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, I'm currently using it right now. I'm looking at it. But and yeah, but I mean, I don't. Podcasting is as long as everyone can hear you. I think that's fine. But I
I
mean,
was gonna say like you sound very, very clear.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I try. As long as people can hear me, again, I'm perfectly. I re-
Well, here's a question.
yes, yes.
What has been the hardest thing for you with this podcast? Like what was the hardest hurdle that was like unexpected, but like the toughest hurdle with getting this podcast off the ground?
Starting it. Like that's because I've been podcasting since 2011, and I started this podcast in 2013, where I didn't know how to, like I didn't know who to go to get guests, or it was just that thing of okay, I guess I'll just chat with people. Um,
Mm.
but I knew I wanted it to be based around the entertainment industry because I love film, I love music, artists, comedians, right? Just that's the world that I love, and I love creative people, and also secretly I feel like if I talk to them, I get to know their process and I can use it in my own life. But don't tell anybody that. So
Hmm.
and so just aligning up with different people that publicists and stuff like that, that really that blew my mind. I was just like, oh, is this how it's done?
Hmm.
And just keep trucking along, and here I am almost 10 years later, and over 500 episodes later. And I feel like I've always been a technical guy though, since
Yeah.
so it's never like tech's like I love tech with a passion. So that's yeah, it's just the process of getting started and knowing what to do. I'll,
Yeah, it's overwhelming a bit, especially like, I mean, gosh, I just tracked an entire record from home, and you're probably laughing thinking that I feel overwhelmed, thinking, where do I begin? Like, I know what to do with interviews just because I know so many in the industry.
mm,
Um, and the people that I'd want to talk to about their stories. It's just, I don't, isn't that funny? It's like it's like what I was just saying, when it's unknown,
yeah.
you put this sense of fear around it where it's like it's not, there's nothing like you're probably sitting back and you could do an entire, master class on how to get a podcast off the ground.
Well,
You know?
it was funny when I shouldn't say funny, but I did find it a little humorous when everything was going work from home during the pandemic, and I saw these big production places try to figure out how to do remote, and I'm just sitting over here. I've been remote since day one. What do you what?
Yeah,
You're having
exactly.
issues? What?
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I did find that humorous, but you tracking yourself and doing everything yourself. I mean, still, I think that's pretty rad that you were like, you know what? Let me just do it. I'm gonna have to do this myself. So, you taking the
Yeah.
time and learning it. I mean, still that I would not laugh at you for that for learning a new skill. So,
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So, and like everything in life, it's another muscle
mm,
that needs to be stretched and used. So, um, yeah, yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that'll be like next year for me. I have an idea I kind of want to tap into. It's pretty unique, and it just comes down to time.
yeah,
But hey, I have some shows to play first, and I got to promote
right.
a record I'm putting out in April. So,
It's so, and this is the podcast that you're thinking.
yeah,
Okay.
I think next year would be a good time for me to come out with it. Once I think this year's mostly going to be focused on playing live and getting this album out there.
Okay. And so, would you wanted to do a podcast had you not tracked yourself?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, I definitely feel like it's like, yeah, this last year for me has been doing a lot of things that scared me.
Hmm.
So, um,
Keep it going,
yeah,
keep it coming.
I'm just
Let's
keeping it
do
going. I just
it.
keep kicking the doors open. Like I've created all of this just from this little humble abode up north, and
Hmm.
I really start feeling like you can bring your vision to life, and it just takes a lot of work and dedication and showing up for yourself and yeah, so I think the world's my oyster and in a lot of ways, like obviously I can't control the world and natural disasters or
Hmm.
I can try to be as healthy as possible, but for the time being, I definitely want to explore so many other creative avenues in my life,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm. Yeah, no, and I'm a huge advocate of podcasts. Go figure. And it's just always whenever somebody, because I'll meet people out in the real world, and they're just always like, "Hey, I want to start one." I'm like, "Go ahead and do it. Yeah, let me know if you need any help or have any questions, which I'll pass along to you as well, because I really do love answering podcast questions. I don't get enough of them. It's it's like any weirdo technical question. I'm like, yes, send it my way. I don't care if I don't know anything about it. I'm gonna learn about it.
Okay, well, this is probably something that your listeners might not even know. What do you use when you record?
Yeah.
What do you use when you record for your podcast?
So what I like to do is I use Zoom products, Zoom audio products, just because I think they're very handy because I can hook them up to my computer and record, through my computer onto it. Or if I needed to take it on the go, do a recording from a convention or anything like that. I can do all that. So I feel like it's pretty versatile for me. Right now, I have a new Zoom recorder that's geared towards podcasts. So I can connect my tablet to it while also having my microphone connected. So I'm doing all this through my tablet right now. And it's just been one of those things that, like, I don't know. I love the freedom just to be like, okay, this like multifunctional products make me happy because it's not like I'm spending so much money for this device to do just one thing versus I can take it out and do field recording. I've done film shoots with a Zoom recorder, and it's just been like that. That to me means a lot.
Right. And would somebody have the ability to also do Zoom recording if they wanted to do video as well?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, now Zoom recording. Okay, so there's two. Like I just realized we're on Zoom. There's Zoom the program and Zoom the microphones, which are totally different. It's not the same company. But if you're wanting to do video recording, oh yeah, you can do it through Zoom. I never do because I'm old. I started out with audio, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to audio because I've built up this audio following through like Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that. Where I'm just like, I don't want to
Yeah.
introduce YouTube. For somebody like you who has a Patreon, I could see how video. Incorporating video to your tiers would be something like, oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea, stuff like, or I don't want to tell you, but yeah, I totally get doing through Zoom, but there's so many other programs that you can use to record video. It just kind of depends your comfort level. Zoom is the easiest, I would say.
Right. Okay, that's good to know. And then you can take that video, you have the video, you can edit the video, and then you can basically upload it to YouTube or wherever you want it to go.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That's so cool. See, like this is the kind of stuff that's fascinating. And I think it's really cool for people to know, there's a lot, this stuff, it's the technical stuff, I think, for
Yeah.
people. And especially with music too. They're like, I want to make music. I want to do these things. And it's like so overwhelming for them thinking, how do I even begin? But
Right.
it's as simple as that. That's so interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, I've done a couple podcast interviews in my time, and I will say that your sound is really good. So
Thank you.
I'm, you know,
Yeah, no, again, I appreciate it. And it's just yeah, and I told my girlfriend that, like, I love tech is, when I my first day at film school, we were going through all the equipment, and I wasn't listening to the teacher because I was too busy staring and playing with the cameras, and just kind of getting to know them, and just like, because that's just, I just love tech, and I just love figuring out how things work.
yeah, that's
So
so cool. And that you're gifted in that way. That's amazing.
yeah, I don't know where I got this gift. Both my parents can't figure out the printer. My sister, can't do certain things either. Like, I don't know where I absorbed it, but I just did. It's just like, I don't know. Uh, it's, and now my girlfriend, I'm sure she's happy because I've improved the way she charges her phone. So it's just, I don't know where all this stuff comes, but it's in my head somewhere.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing some of that with me. That was really cool.
Of course, of course. I mean, again, like I said, always happy to answer questions, and thank you for asking me a question.
Hmm.
Still, I feel like this, episode is about you. Um, but I'm very curious though. I love asking this question. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just a way for me to get to get in your head a little bit. But the question is, what makes a perfect song to you?
I don't think there's such thing. I
Oh,
think
okay.
music is it's such a personal thing for people, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I think, and that's what I hated so much about the major label.
Mm.
You got to write the single. What makes a single?
Yeah.
Nobody, you can't tell me, like, there's so many amazing songs out there that were
Yeah.
never a single. What makes it number one is the machine behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's millions of amazing songs out there, and it's like I don't buy it, and I
Mm.
don't buy that there's some, obviously there's a formula when it comes to, like, the verse and the chorus and the verse and the bridge and the chorus, like,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I think it's art is so subjective. Like,
Yes.
it's not even worth, I mean, even diving into, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like the music that I love. One of my favorite songs of all time is "We Belong Together" by Ricky Lee Jones,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
that's a really long song,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people wouldn't understand aspects of her lyrics. And but for me, it's the story, it's the feeling, it's the nostalgia. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like it's back, like I'm back in, I don't know, a 1970s TV show. It's got something so special about it. So yeah, I think it's completely personal, and you can't go wrong. Nobody, whatever they love in music, whatever they like, whatever artist they love listening to, it's such a personal thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I love that response. So let you know, having that personal mindset. How are you with reviews in general? Do you ever take them seriously, or are you just like, nah, I'll figure it out for myself?
Um,
Whether it be music, movie, like whatever, just reviews in
mhm.
general.
No, I do take them. I mean, it depends on who's doing the reviewing, and
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of those things, you can't really believe all the good, and you can't really believe all the bad.
Right,
So it's like,
right.
I think the only way to really survive this industry is to kind of have that as the basis that you work off of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I the praise and adoration from certain fans too. Sometimes I always keep that in check, because it's like, again, there's a lot of nostalgia for them. I
Mm-hmm.
have some fans that have been following me since I was on So Weird. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if some of them, who knows, maybe I could put out Happy Birthday remix, and, they would love it. But you have to remember as an artist that, there's room for everything, and you're not always going to get it 100% right. And, yeah, if that's an answer, there you have it.
No, no, it's I love that. It's I've always felt, and this is just again my personal opinion. I've always felt like people who take reviews very seriously. I feel like, oh, well, you're just limiting yourself because you're not actually going and experiencing the thing. You're just reading somebody or listening to somebody else. So, people will tell me about reviews and I'll politely say, okay. And I'll still, if it's a movie or an album, I'll still watch or listen to it because I'm just like, that the reviewer hasn't been through what I've been through. So we're going to have two
Right.
different points of view on things. So let me experience it for myself. And I'm also the person that, if somebody asks me how I feel about a movie, I'll say, "Oh, you should watch it." I'm never gonna let them know because I'm like,
Right.
I don't want my opinion to influence you. I'm like, I enjoyed it.
Mm.
Go watch. Check it out for yourself. I'm not gonna. Yeah, and I'm yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So,
No, yeah, I love that. I think that's yeah, that's cool.
but for the people. at home who would like to follow you online, pick up the album when it's available, or catch a show, or just be in the know, where can they keep up with you online?
AlexZjohnson.com. I just did an update on my website. You can go to Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. I'm not super active on TikTok. I'm trying to understand the app. I'm
Yeah.
having a lot of, as a
Yes.
mom of
Yeah.
two, I don't get too much time
Yeah.
to, but it's almost like I would need to really take like a day or two to
Yeah.
really learn the app
Yeah.
because it's not, it's so different from Instagram. It's very frustrating. So I'm still trying to work on that. But yeah, Instagram, and I'm everywhere. But alexjohnson.com, my store is there. You can pre-order my album now. Gold vinyl, silver vinyl, black vinyl, seasons, t-shirts, and all of that. And yeah, I'm very active on my website. So, and Patreon,
Yeah.
patreon.com/Alexz Johnson. You want to see behind the scenes, personal posts every single month from my life, um, throwbacks from my career. I do a live stream at the end of every month, and I give a cover demo as well
Oh,
every single month. So check
nice.
it out.
Yeah. Okay. And I was very much looking forward to this conversation, and thank you so much. And anytime you want to come back, just say the word. Happy to have you back on. All right.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been absolutely lovely, and I can't wait to post this and get it
Yes.
out there.
Yes, yes, for
Okay.
sure. And again, thank you so much. But I'll let you go. Have some fun family time, and I hope you all stay safe and healthy. All right.
Thank you so much. Will do. And yeah, and you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.